There is a reason you didn't scroll past this, not by accident, not by chance, not because you were bored or curious for a moment, but because something inside you recognized something, a quiet pull, a subtle pause, a feeling you couldn't quite explain. And that feeling is not random. It is the beginning of awareness. And awareness always comes before transformation. So let me ask you something, and I don't want you to just hear it. I want you to feel it. How long have you been living the same pattern? The same emotional cycles, the same financial struggles, the same relationships that start with hope and end with confusion? How many times have you promised yourself, this time it will be different, only to find yourself right back where you started? Same thoughts, same fears, same invisible walls, and slowly, quietly, you began to believe something dangerous. Maybe this is just my life. But listen carefully. That thought is not the truth. It is the cycle speaking. And cycles are not meant to be permanent. They are meant to be broken. And if you are hearing this right now, it means something has shifted. Because not everyone reaches this moment. Most people stay asleep inside their patterns. They repeat what they were taught. They inherit beliefs they never questioned. They live out stories that were never truly theirs, and they call it destiny. But you paused. You felt something. You stayed. And that means one thing. You are no longer unconscious inside the cycle. You are standing at the edge of breaking it. Now here is what most people don't understand. Cycles are not controlled by circumstances. They are not controlled by luck. They are not controlled by other people. They are controlled by something far more subtle, something invisible, but incredibly powerful. Your inner agreement. The sentences you have been silently repeating your entire life. I always struggle. Things never work out for me. I'm not lucky like others. It's too late for me. These are not just thoughts, they are commands, and the moment they are accepted, they begin to organize your reality around them. This is the law most people never realize. Life does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you declare as true. And if you have been declaring limitation, even unconsciously, then limitation becomes your pattern, your cycle, your reality. But here is where everything changes. The moment you become aware of the pattern, you are no longer controlled by it. You are no longer trapped inside it. You are standing outside of it. Which means you now have the power to break it. Not slowly, not someday, but now. Let me show you something deeper. Think about this. Every cycle in your life has a rhythm, a predictable pattern. You already know how it goes. You can almost feel it before it happens, because you've lived it so many times. But what if I told you that rhythm only continues because it has never been interrupted with authority? You've tried to fix it. You've tried to understand it. You've tried to escape it. But you have not yet done the one thing that actually breaks it. You have not declared a new law. Because cycles don't end with effort. They end with authority, with a decision so clear, so final, so aligned, that the old pattern has no place left to exist. And that is why you were brought here, not to learn more, not to try harder, but to interrupt the cycle, right now. Before we go further, I want you to become aware of something. Close your eyes for just a moment, and picture the version of your life you've been longing for, the one where things finally work, where money flows without constant stress, where your mind is peaceful, where you are no longer fighting yourself, but moving with clarity. That life is not imagination. It is recognition. You didn't create it. You remembered it, because it already exists, just beyond the boundary of your current pattern, and it has been waiting. For one thing, your decision to step into it, not slowly, not cautiously, but completely. Now listen carefully, because this is the moment everything shifts. There is a sentence, a simple sentence, but it carries the power to break cycles that have lasted for years, not because it is magic, but because it aligns you with truth. And when truth is spoken with authority, reality has no choice but to reorganize. So when you say this, I don't want you to whisper it. I don't want you to doubt it. I don't want you to question if it will work. I want you to say it. As someone who is done repeating the past, as someone who has decided, this ends with me. Say this slowly. Feel every word. I am the one who breaks this cycle. It ends with me now. Again. I am the one who breaks this cycle. It ends with me now. Do you feel that? That slight shift, that resistance, that quiet voice that says, but what if nothing changes? That is the cycle trying to survive. Let it speak, but do not agree with it, because the moment you repeat that sentence, you are no longer reinforcing the old pattern. You are installing a new one. And this is where most people fail. They say something powerful once, and then spend the rest of the day feeding the old story. They declare change, and then return to fear. They speak truth, and then cancel it with doubt. But you cannot plant a new reality and water the old one at the same time. So from this moment forward, you become aware of every word, every thought, every quiet sentence you repeat inside yourself, because those sentences are shaping your life. Now let me tell you a short story. There was someone who lived in constant repetition. Every year looked the same financial stress, same emotional exhaustion, same feeling of being stuck. No matter how hard they tried, they believed they needed more knowledge, more strategy, more time, but none of it changed anything. Until one day, they stopped trying to fix the cycle and decided to end it. They chose a single sentence and they committed to it, morning, night, in moments of doubt, in moments of fear. They repeated it, not as hope, but as truth. And within days, something shifted, not everything at once, but enough to break the pattern. A new opportunity appeared. A new idea formed. A new sense of control emerged, and for the first time, they realized something powerful. The cycle was never stronger than them. It was only stronger than their awareness. And the moment awareness became authority, the cycle ended. Now this is your moment, not later, not tomorrow, now. You don't need more time. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to fix everything first. You only need to decide that the version of you who repeats the past is no longer who you are, and the version of you who creates the future is already here. So speak it again. I am the one who breaks this cycle. It ends with me now. Let it become your rhythm, your new internal voice, your new agreement with life. And here is your challenge. For the next 3 days, speak this sentence 4 times a day. When you wake up, in the middle of your day, before sunset, and right before you sleep. But don't rush it. Feel it, mean it, stand in it, and watch what begins to change. Because something will, maybe small at first. A thought, a feeling, an opportunity, a moment of clarity. But that is how cycles break. Not all at once, but the moment they lose their control. And once that happens, everything begins to shift. And when it does, I want you to come back here and tell me what changed, because your story might be the thing that helps someone else break theirs. And if something inside you is already starting to awaken, stay with this journey, subscribe, because this is not the end. This is just the beginning of a new way of living, and there is another message waiting for you, one that will take this even deeper. But before you go, one last time. Not as practice, not as hope, but as a decision. I am the one who breaks this cycle. It ends with me now. This is the moment. This is the shift. This is where the old pattern ends, and your new life begins. Not someday, not eventually. Now. And so it is. And here is what most people never realize. The moment you decide to break a cycle, the cycle will try to prove to you that it cannot be broken. Not loudly, not dramatically, but subtly, quietly, almost intelligently. You may notice old thoughts returning, old fears whispering, old situations appearing again as if nothing has changed, and if you are not aware, you will think, "See, nothing is working." But that is not failure, that is confirmation. Because every cycle, before it breaks, tests your decision. It asks one final question: are you truly done, or are you just tired for a moment? And most people, they fail at this exact point, not because they are weak, but because they misinterpret the sign. They see resistance, and they assume they are going backwards. But you are not going backwards. You are being given a choice to return or to rise. And this time, you will not return, because now you know, now you see, now you understand something deeper than effort. You understand alignment. So when the old thought comes, you don't fight it, you don't panic, you don't analyze it, you simply replace it with your new truth. I am the one who breaks this cycle. It ends with me now, again, calmly, steadily, with certainty, and something powerful begins to happen. The thought loses its strength, the pattern loses its rhythm, the cycle loses its hold, because cycles survive on repetition, and you have just changed the repetition. Now listen carefully, because this is where your power truly expands. Breaking a cycle is not just about stopping something, it is about becoming someone new. A version of you that no longer agrees with limitation. A version of you that does not wait for permission. A version of you that speaks and expects reality to respond. That version of you already exists. You don't need to create it. You only need to step into it. And stepping into it is not a physical action. It is a decision, a shift in identity, a quiet but unshakable knowing that says, I don't repeat the past anymore. And when that identity becomes real to you, everything begins to reorganize around it. Your choices change, your reactions change, even the opportunities that appear begin to change. Because life does not respond to who you were, it responds to who you believe you are now. So ask yourself this, right now, not tomorrow, not later. Who are you without the cycle? Take a moment, feel that question, because the answer is your new life. Now I want to guide you into something even deeper, a moment of activation, not just listening, but becoming. So wherever you are, just slow down for a second, take a breath, and feel your presence. You are here, alive, aware, and standing at a threshold most people never reach. And from this place, I want you to say this, not just with your voice, but with your identity. I no longer repeat what hurt me. I recreate what empowers me. Again, I no longer repeat what hurt me. I recreate what empowers me. Let that settle inside you, because this is no longer about breaking one cycle. This is about ending a pattern of living, forever, and stepping into a new way of being. Now something interesting will begin to happen in the next few days. You will start noticing things you didn't notice before. Small shifts, subtle changes, moments that feel different. Maybe someone says something at the exact right time. Maybe an idea comes to you out of nowhere. Maybe a door opens that you didn't even knock on, and in that moment, you might wonder, is this coincidence? But deep down, you will know it is not. It is response. It is alignment. It is the result of a decision you made that most people never make. And once you see that, once you experience that even once, something inside you will lock in forever. You will never go back to living unconsciously. You will never again believe that life is just happening to you. Because now you know, life responds to you, to your words, to your identity, to your decision. And from here, everything becomes different. Now let me share something with you, something most people overlook. Transformation is not loud. It is not always dramatic. It does not always look like instant success. Sometimes it looks like peace, clarity, stillness, a quiet confidence that was never there before. And that is how you know it is real, because real change begins within, and then it echoes outward. So don't rush the process. Don't question every small shift. Just stay consistent, stay aware, stay aligned, and keep speaking your truth, because every time you do, you are reinforcing your new reality. Now, if you've stayed with me this far, it means something. It means you are not just listening. You are ready to change, ready to step out of the loop, ready to become someone new. And there are very few people who reach this level of awareness, so don't lose it, protect it, nurture it, grow it, because this is where your real life begins. And as you continue this journey, you will realize something beautiful. There is always another level, another breakthrough, another layer of understanding waiting for you. And if this message spoke to you, there are more waiting for you. Messages that will deepen this shift, strengthen your awareness, and guide you even further into your new life. So don't stop here. Keep going, because the version of you that you are becoming is built through moments like this, moments of realization, moments of decision, moments where everything changes quietly, but permanently. And if you feel that shift right now, even slightly, then you already know this is not the end of something. This is the beginning. So stay close to this feeling. Return to these words. Repeat your declaration, and allow this transformation to unfold, because it will, not by force, not by chance, but by the simple, powerful truth that you chose to break the cycle. And once that choice is made, everything else follows. Now, one last time, slowly, with certainty, with calm authority. I am the one who breaks this cycle. It ends with me now. Hold that, carry that, become that, and watch what begins to change, because it already has, and so it is.